All right, good afternoon from Willow Beach. You know, sometimes when what you're doing isn't working, it's time to change it up. So I was planning on coming here tomorrow morning with a friend of mine, and at about 11 o'clock that friend texted me and goes, "Hey, I got the night off and tomorrow morning is supposed to suck." So Mike and I decided to hook onto our boats, and we're at Willow Beach. So that skunk dies today. So hopefully, nothing's ever a sure thing at Willow Beach, especially at Willow Beach. But we're gonna get in the water. He's already in the water, and I think I see him up by the hatchery already. He's moving on. He got here just before I did. There's a little bit of a wait, like a 5-minute wait on the road construction up there, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible at all. So anyways, in compliance with the Lake Mead National Recreation Area filming guidelines, I'm trying to get my camera set right. Let's not worry about that. Let's just go kill a skunk, all right? Here we go. Got the usual suspects, Tony Garcia and Hoogs Baits. So let's go see what if they're hungry for something. All right, here we go. Stick around. On another quick note, if getting your boats dirty is a gigantic concern of yours, Willow Beach probably isn't the place for you right now. My boat looks like red dirt, which wouldn't be horrible if it was a solid color, but it's all kind of like splattered all over the place. I don't know. We'll come up with a name for it. Probably not today though. We're just going to call it a mess today. We're in the water. I haven't even started the motor yet, but let's put it neutral. The water is 65.4 degrees here at Willow. That's kind of crazy. Let me look at that again. 58.6. That was because transducer hadn't cooled down. Anyways, we're gonna head upriver and try and find some fishies. All right, here we go. All right, it is most definitely time to get serious here. I'm done playing around with this skunk. You see that dude right back there? Where are you? He's right over there somewhere. Right straight behind me. That's Mike Langston. So anything that happens tonight is your fault, Mike. Unless I catch, the monster. Then it was all me. So anyways, we're gonna head upriver first. And then I don't know about him, but I'm gonna go south, down by where I saw him a few days ago. So I don't know, anything could happen. It's Willow. So Mike's back there with live scope, telling me where all the fish are. That's even more frustrating. And he just got it. He's trying to get it all dialed in, but he can see fish with it. So I've seen like 5 or 6 fish on the fish finder. It's nothing like it was the last time I was here, but it's a different time of day. It's a different day, so it's different. But we're gonna head down river. I gotta stop my truck and get my headlight. I forgot my headlight. I was in a hurry. I wanted to get in the water because I knew he was waiting for me. But we're gonna cruise this bank right here. You can get right up close to this bank right here. So this is a really good spot. This is one of my favorite spots, and a friend of mine shares that. You know who you are. Yeah. We're gonna be heading towards Monkey Hole as soon as I get back from my truck. But any freaking second now, that thing can just go whammo. That's how quickly it changes here, 1 second to the next. Goes from famine to feast, just like that. It's amazing. All right, so I just did a little move that I'm just gonna call it I pulled a Muldoon. I lost depth 250, but I know right where it is. So I may even offer a reward for it, but not right now. It's still kind of fresh in my head, the pain. So I got to retie everything. So, and then we're gonna head on downriver. I hooked a tree. I did that was really dumb. I knew they were there, and I hooked it. Oopsie. Here's a bit of a funny one for you. That's the second time I've lost that depths 250. Last time it took 6 months to find its way back to me. Some guy found it and he gave it to me at the launch. I told him, I said, dude, this is the depths 250. And then I looked at it and I'm like, this is the depths 250 that I lost 6 months ago. And we both just kind of laughed, and I thanked him, and I think I even handed him some money. I can't remember. I rarely carry cash with me, but I probably did if I had it with me. But that's fishing, especially at Willow Beach. Don't bring anything here that you're not willing to part with, because when you least expect it, just like that, it'll go bye-bye. In a very, in about the worst way possible. I hooked a freaking tree. I know better than that. It's not like I didn't know it was there. I run through here millions of freaking times. No. I said, maybe I'll miss it. No. Not tonight. But my biggest concern right now is if I have another treble hook to put above this, and then I got to figure out when I'm going to run for a lure. All right, y'all, we got us a skunk killer. At long last. I'm probably going to lose this other lure over here. It's the Garcia Dark Night. Because it's dark and it's night. And y'all can't see it, but it's here. We'll come back in a minute. Can you see him? Get him high enough for the screenshot. There he is. There he is. All right, we're getting back in the water. I gotta get this other line in. All right, he was right at 13 pounds. I was a pound off. Give me a little bit of a break. It's dark out here. But I killed the skunk. Yay. So, yeah. Oof. So why am I not pulling in? Because the bite probably just turned on. So, and it's really only 7 o'clock. So we're gonna make a couple more loops and then we'll head her in. It's dead calm out here. If the sky was clear, it'd be absolutely perfect night. But you can't win them all. Incidentally, it took that dark night and I had a big hoog over here. It took the dark night. So it took a dark night over a hoog bait. That's pretty freaking cool. So we're gonna do a few loops around this buoy right here. See if I can't coax his friends into having some din-din. Now I'm all excited. That's what happens to me out here. All right, mission accomplished. We killed the 26 Willow skunk. All right, a couple notes. You see me do stuff like this. I've ran this river a lot at night. I could do it blindfolded. If you're gonna come out here, learn it during the daytime. It will change in 5 minutes. And keep in mind, there's people that run this river at night with no lights on. I saw one of them tonight. I don't know why you do that. I got a 13 pounder and I was lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. Quite literally, red and green. So, if you're in a kayak, keep your head on a swivel, keep your ears open. You'll hear motors coming from miles away. In these canyons, the noises travel, especially when it's dead calm like this. If you're in a kayak, always wear your life vest. I've preached it for years. Get something that's so comfortable you forget you have it on. Okay, I always have my life vest within reach in the boat. In a kayak, I always have it on. Anyways, that's enough of that. If you stayed this long, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for helping me kill this skunk. Mike, This went from your fault to thank you for dragging me out here. He didn't. It doesn't take a lot to drag me to Willow Beach. It's like, hey, I got the day off. I'm like, I'm on my way. Yeah, so there you go. All right. The weather is really supposed to get bad. It's supposed to be blowing right now, and it's dead calm. It's calm before the storm. So unless the storm misses us, which has been known to happen. But anyways, I go back to work on Thursday for 4 days. So, and then we're off for a while again. So if you like what you saw, mash a dude floating around in the lower right hand side of your screen. Like, subscribe, give it a share, check out those Amazon links down there. There's all kinds of useful stuff, and think about those channel memberships if you would, please. It helps me out a lot. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the water. All right, there's the lure that it took right there, Tony Garcia Dark Knight. I just took it off. I had to retie everything. I think there's only 2 of these in existence. But if you ask him nicely, sorry, he might just make you one. I'm gonna get it tied back on and throw it back out. Here we go.